Good morning, everybody. I've got the KDAcars team here with me. This was not the original intent of doing this. We were normally supposed to be doing this on a Twitter space. Unfortunately, Twitter was letting us all down. So I figured instead of rescheduling it and trying to find a new time slot and booking it all up and then running into the same issues, I said, screw it, we're gonna do it the old school way that me and Dan have been doing it every Saturday when we do an AMA. So I thought I'd bring the team here, and I don't know if they're all muted still, but if they are, they can unmute and let's introduce everybody.
Hey guys, thank you for the beautiful intro. Love the intro video. Honestly, got me pumped. I liked it.
Yeah, I need to get you one as well, right? But it was a little short. I don't think I can render or have the team render a video in a few minutes time. Otherwise, I'll gladly do that next time as well. And again, I'm sorry, guys. I know this is stressful for you too. Trying to get yourself all situated for a Twitter space, and then having to last minute, having to dive into a new product that you're not familiar with. So everybody, bear with the team. But they're all joined, and so I thought, why don't we introduce everybody? I know we've done one before on Twitter, but might not be a bad idea to quickly introduce everybody, right?
Sure. Cool. So I'll start. I'm Mohammed. I'm running the cat. I'm joining through the Cat Cars account. I am the one of the co-founders as well as the lead game designer for Cat Cars.
Who's next? Omar?
Yeah. So, hey guys, my name is Omar. I'm a co-founder as well, and I'm a project manager both in KDAcars and in Isoko as well, which we'll get to introduce in a bit.
Nice. Who's next?
Hi guys, I'm Robert. I'm the CMO of KDAcars and Isoko at the moment. Cannot wait to talk about both of them actually. Have a lot of excited updates for you guys.
Hey guys, I'm Imani.
Go ahead.
I'm
Go ahead.
the okay. Hey guys, I'm Imani. I'm the product designer and product owner for Isoko. I'm looking forward to talk to you guys today.
And finally, I'm Mohammed, the tech lead on both, mainly on Isoko now, but I also was the tech lead on KDAcars. Excited to talk about both of them.
All right. Make sure you're close to the microphone. You're a little quiet there. I don't think I can bump up any of your volume, so make sure you're close enough to the microphone at all times. All right. What do we want to start talking about? I know some interesting things, but I don't want to spoil anything of it, so I'll let you guys talk. What do you guys want to showcase first?
So let's jump right in. So as of last time when we spoke to Daniel, when we had the AMA with Flux, we had had our 3D models ready. I think it was prior to our mint. We had our CAD cars uploaded onto the blockchain, which was a hassle. Wasn't easy because, like we said earlier, our CAD cars are 3D models. So to upload a 3D model, to upload 5,337 3D models on the blockchain, took a very long time and 4 really strong computers. We got that done. And since then, we've shifted full focus onto our alpha launch. We've launched the alpha now for about a month so far, a bit longer than a month actually. We've had some very positive feedback from our community, very supportive messages, and a lot of people are having fun playing the alpha. So what the newest thing we've done is our alpha basically allows users to take in their NFT, which is the 3D model that we had created, throw it into the game, and then be able to view it from all angles. So now rather than being able to see your CAD car from your minted angle, you can now have a full 360 view. You can see it from multiple different angles, different light sources. And then once you've explored the body of your CAD car, you throw it into the racetrack and you drive it. You see how it is to, interact with it in like a very immersive way. And that's where we are now. I'll go into like more detail on what we're doing with our alpha, but that's where we are now since we've last spoken.
So let me get this straight. You have a working game. Fair enough, still in an alpha stage, but you have a working game where you literally dropped in an NFT of a car you bought, of an NFT you bought, and you can drop it into the game and actually play it now.
Kind of cool, right? It's one of the coolest utilities you
So
can have
you're
for an
telling
NFT.
me an actual use case for an NFT, not just a pretty picture that
Exactly.
you can actually use it at this point. Now that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And is that something we can see? Is that something I can show?
Yeah,
Because
actually,
we're on YouTube now. We can show things.
okay, I'm gonna show you some stuff. I'm gonna show you the initial garage mode
Sure.
of our game mode that was released a month ago. And by the way, guys, if you want to join the alpha version, right now it's a closed alpha. So if you own 3 cat cars, you're able to get our champions role and access the game. And furthermore, this closed alpha is having a tournament that's gonna last for 10 or 11 more days, where people can get 101 upgrades. So yeah, utility for NFT is really dope. It's like more than 99% of other NFT projects. But on top of that, you're gonna be able to upgrade your NFT. And we're gonna start with stickers, which I'm gonna spoil a bit later. But it's gonna have tires, engine, many other things that can be upgraded in the game and the NFT itself, because everything's inscribed in the metadata of the NFT. So let me just showcase you share screen some of the recordings of the game. Actually, I'm going to show you what Noah Crypto recorded. He's an amazing
Let me bring it
content
up for you.
creator, and I'm sure that during the bull run he's gonna pop like crazy. So can you see the screen, guys?
Yeah, it should be for everybody to see.
Okay,
So
lovely.
here in the frame, you can see your cat car, obviously. If you continue playing, I think Noah goes into full 360. You can go back. That's the Flux logo. We're very proud Flux partners. So we
Wait.
got to
Where's that flux go? Go back. I
go
want to see.
back, go back. That way, play.
Okay, let's
I
give it
think you
one
can.
second.
I see it in the
And then
preview
you have,
already.
yeah,
There it is.
There we go.
and
That's
here
cool.
at the top, at the bottom left, you can see a bunch of different camera angles, because and we even have a rotator. Now you're gonna see the car rotating, and it's again because of the 3D aspect of the NFT. It was, sorry for my French, it was a pain in the ass to do. As I said, like as Mohammed said, it took quite a few machines and 2 weeks to upload everything, but this is the end result. Like you can literally see your NFT from different angles. It's like a proper game asset, and this is like what we believe that Web3 gaming is supposed to be and where it's supposed to be headed.
So people don't probably know, but how long does it take you guys to render a car like this? Like to build it out? Like how much time does go into this stuff?
So initially, I was, blueprinting the car, drawing it out, figuring out how we wanted it to look like. We went through multiple stages of iterations until we finally landed to our final stage of final stage, which you see. Afterwards, it was figuring out how to make it compatible with our ready to render software, and that's another topic that we have to dive into. What ready to render does is it's an oracle that contains all the rules of how to generate the NFT. It has all the information. We threw in all the rules which we wanted, all the rarities and whatnot, and R2R took care of creating all the unique models. So getting a 3D software to work with this oracle was done via programming, very heavy programming. We had to build this solution ourselves. It was the smartest way to move forward. So every stage of the way, we always look for what is the smartest way. We picked the smartest way because we understood you build something the right way from the get-go, it will take longer, but then you have way more flexibility with it. Right?
That's
So we
absolutely true.
Yeah, thanks. So once we got that out of the way, we have 5 very unique backgrounds that users kind of have with their cat car. These backgrounds are kind of to make your cat car into an art piece, an artistic NFT. You know, we still wanted to have that artistic feel to our NFTs, but again, because we built it on 3D software, we took advantage. We made sure that we're utilizing different lighting conditions, so that way, even though the red color is maybe consistent, it looks different in each and every background because of the light conditions in each background, and that's created, you know, from our 3D software. Once that was out of the way, we had to then, you know, export our 3D NFT, throw it into Unity, and then restart the whole learning procedure in Unity and how to, you know, get these different 3D aspects of the car, whether it's the gearbox, the engine, the axles, the wheels, you know, to operate as a unit, to rotate, to behave, to have physics properties, physics models. And then users are then able to, you know, drive it around in game. So it
Yeah.
took us about a year and a bit.
Holy
Yeah.
smokes! Yeah, people
Yeah.
don't always get how much research and work goes into this stuff, right? So,
Yeah, and
finding
Red
the software, utilizing the software, getting used to the software. Yeah, yeah, it's But you guys are getting really close now. You have an alpha, or you have a game running.
Mhm.
Yeah, do you want to see the game?
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, so to talk a bit about ready to render as well, like we were looking for a solution that was on the market, but there was none for upgrades, so we had to create our own. So that's also a pretty big flex from our side. And what Mohammed, our game lead, who just talked, never says is that he's an actual mechanical engineer by trade. So he's the reason that our Pulse cars look so dope, and he actually got $20,000 of funding from BMW team to build a physical car with his team, and he built a drivable car. So he's the reason he's our game lead, and he's the reason our cars have the physics that they have and the look that they have. So now going to the game, you have your garage mode and time trial. First, since you can own multiple NFTs, you cannot see here on the right, but he can pick between different NFTs that he have. Yeah, like the color is a bit different.
Mhm.
If you have multiple NFTs, you can race with different ones. Like truck is a bit slower but has better handling. This one is a bit faster. Then you can pick that track that you want to use. You hop on it and basically try to race for your best lap at the moment. That's the tournament, and that's we're gonna go through different rewards of the tournament a bit later. But if you finish in the top three, you're gonna be able to get some stuff. And here we have a bunch of banners of different Kadena projects uh, advertised. I believe we have Flux somewhere there as well, and it's just like an opportunity for you to showcase your stuff on the track on another game. Here's the drifting aspects. Again, this is the alpha version, so it's has a
Oh
lot
yeah,
of
it's very rudimentary. Totally get it.
yeah. So we found a lot of funny bugs with the community, and and I believe this is the first version of the game. Right now we have 3 different versions released, and each version we upgrade the physics. And once in a month or so, we're gonna start working more on the graphics. As you can see from the video, the graphics are very basic, but we were trying to focus on the driving and the NFT first, and then because the graphics in reality is the easy part, you know, like the mechanics are the hardest, you know, the back end stuff of the game. Um, and so far the game is looking and feeling definitely better. This is again the first version, the first alpha version that's released. Mohammed, we did like 2 or 3 updates already, right? Mohammed.
Uh,
There he goes.
Khalaf, he's talking to you.
Yeah.
You might be muted. Well, that's pretty cool.
So yeah, that's more or less the game. And we already had like 2 or 3 patch notes released. Working on them, trying to make the physics better, and removing some of the cars would fly out of the map, and then go into the free fall. But that's actually the fun part because we are releasing stuff and not over promising. You can have these, you know, shortcomings, and we're a relatively small team. But because we have like a releasing in certain periods and in certain brackets, we're able to test it with the community and actually build alongside the community. Like whatever we have added to the game since the initial alpha closed launched, we have been asking like, what do you want to see next? Let's say like a longer leaderboard, make sure that if I jump out of the track, I don't go into free fall, and everything is that we updated was based on the community feedback.
Hey guys, I'm back. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we
Sorry.
can.
So first technical difficulty, I think that one was on me. So I apologize.
If
I
you
got a
close
phone
that
call
big
and
X button on the top right, yes, it will close the stream for you. So
Okay.
Sorry.
So
Okay, so
I
I'll
covered
take it.
now.
Yeah,
You
I
can
think
talk
I.
about the upgrades.
So just a real quick one. So one cool thing is that if you join our Discord community, you are in essence a game developer with us because so far we've had most of our patch notes come from our community members. A lot of our community members are in the US. They didn't want to see kilometers an hour. They didn't understand what
whoa,
200
whoa,
kilometers
whoa,
meant.
whoa, whoa. Kilometers is fine. Everybody uses it in the world except
I
those
don't
silly
know.
Americans, I guess.
Yep. So a lot of guys did not know what it meant to be driving at 200 kilometers an hour. And we had one of our favorite champions come out and recommend that we go for a miles and kilometer speedometer. And now with the click of a button, you hit F1, you have it changed from miles to kilometers, just like that. I know Robert's already touched on a few, but that's why I strongly urge anyone who likes the project, jump on our Discord and you start throwing ideas around. We pick it up, we hear everything, we listen to everything, and we act on what it is that the community members want.
And so
Yeah.
what so is this like a browser game? How does this work?
So basically the way it works is at the moment it's open for our champions. As Robert mentioned, on 3 KDAcars become a champion. Earlier champions were those who were most engaged with the project, so we rewarded them by being the first early testers. Now, what happens is we send you a playable link. Once you open, sorry, we send you a link. You download the link either to your Mac or your PC, and then you connect the game to your Zelcore wallet. At the moment, we are tied to Zelcore because Zelcore's capabilities match Unity the best. And then you just sign in. That's it. So once you sign in, you sign up, you add your Zelcore wallet. Like we basically allow you to also sign into Zelcore. Then we automatically pull the data from your Zelcore wallet, and then you're playing it on your PC, Mac.
Okay. And people are asking, is this running on Flux?
We had plans, and we still have plans to run it on Flux. There's a lot of moving parts at the moment with the Cadena ecosystem. So to get it to run on Flux, it was going to be significantly longer. We needed to get an alpha out there. Post mint, the community went crazy over their cars. No one wanted to wait for us to finish creating the game. So we had to really accelerate things as fast as possible to get the game out. Now,
But-
multiplayer should run on Flux. Yeah, but we're still looking into it. But Flux is our preferred host. Mohammed, I think you
The
wanted to
minting
jump
website
in.
though the minting website is hosted on Flux though, and if you want to mint
Yeah.
the car, it costs 25 KDA, which is about $19 per car. So if you own 3 of them, you can test out the game as the early alpha user. Later down the road, we're also going to open to a public alpha. Gonna cover on that later. Khalaf, would you like to cover the first?
Upgrades.
Yeah, that's the cool part. That's the other
Sure.
cool aspect of the team.
So we had a vision when we started KDAcars, and that vision was we wanted users to be able to personalize their NFTs. So one thing that's very special for us with KDAcars is we're really driving to see what's the best way to allow a user to upgrade their NFT. That could be a performance upgrade or a visual upgrade. We started with visual upgrades. So what visual upgrades do, basically what a visual upgrade is basically what you see in front of you right here. We basically start having decals added or stickers added to the card to allow you to, more or less personalize your cat card to look more like be more personalized towards yourself, because a lot of the like in our NFT world specifically, when you mint, that's what you get. It's like a random selection. Unless you go later on and you buy from a marketplace, you can have a little more say in what your NFT looks like. But with KDAcars, we wanted any user to be able to customize how their NFT looks. And now, like as you guys see here, for instance, this is the hood of the car. Basically, like all these stickers are like our decals, sorry, are a work in progress. But this is like proof of concept. Like these are our 3D models, and we have upgraded them to showcase the stickers onto them.
Talk about this
And
one.
that's actually, so this is the trophy which users are going to get when they win a tournament. And each tournament will have its own trophy, will have a unique trophy tied behind it.
And then the
Because
trophy is an
we're-
NFT itself.
So that's the thing. In order for us to now apply upgrades onto our cars, the theoretical model that we want to follow is have 1 + 1 equal 1, not 1 + 1 equal 2. And what I mean by that is we don't want to take two different objects and burn them to create a third option. We want to take two different objects, add them together, and still have those two different objects. Now we
Okay.
know how to do it.
Okay.
The only issue again is there's a lot of moving parts in Cadena. We're waiting for Marmalade V2. Once Marmalade V2 is out, we can then apply our solution in the most lean way. Because if we do it now, we're going to have to change it once Marmalade V2 comes out. It's just, it's going to be a new standard, a new tech, like a new method of verifications. So it's just going to eat up a lot from our development timelines. So we're waiting for that. Now, because everything's built on 3D, yes, we can create your trophy as an NFT, and that's what we are planning to do. But it's plan, not a promise. But this is the direction that we want to develop it. And then you'd have like your trophy cabinet with your NFTs, your trophies that you would be able to see in game, because it's the same concept. Like we've proven that we can do it with the car. Now, whenever we want to add things, we're just following the same concept forward.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so initially it's gonna be added to the Unity, but once we have Marmalade V2, we're gonna have them as NFTs that you can buy, sell, and so on. So that's also, and they're gonna be applied through our ready-to-render software.
Yeah, so that's a very important point that Robert mentioned. Because we cannot wait for Cadena forever to release Marm V2, and I'm very excited to start allowing people to have stickers and upgrade their KDAcars. What we're going to do is allow users to have upgrades through Unity. So basically, it's going to be localized on their computer.
Okay.
Then the second Marm V2 comes out, and once we, apply our solution onto Marm V2, everyone who has won a sticker will then have that transferred and to become like it will become basically an NFT. So the only difference in the practical world is that you just cannot it won't show in your wallet as an NFT, but it would show in game. You'd be able to see the design. So the end result is pretty much the same up until Marm V2 comes out.
It doesn't look great if you have them all separately. It comes together in the game is basically what you're saying. And then so when these things become NFTs, these stickers like that camouflage, for instance, that looks pretty slick. Would you then be able to trade it and sell it or buy it from somebody else if you like that pattern?
Different stickers will have different rule sets. Some stickers are going to be one-time use. So either you use it or you trade it. That's going to, because our stickers most of our stickers will not necessarily have a rarity. Rarity is going to be based on how the users are interacting and how the users are using the stickers. So if I have 20 camos, if 20 of them are on the marketplace, great. If 19 people used camos and one of them is remaining and that's on the marketplace, then it's a one-of-one. No one else, I mean, not one-of-one, sorry, but no one else can have a camo once like someone has used it or it's only going to be a one-time trade. And then there's
one-time use, because like if you remove a sticker, the wrap, you cannot use again. Like we're using real life logic here. But for instance, when we're gonna release more parts, like the tires or everything like that, which is in the real world can be changed and added again, removed, then in that sense, we're gonna be able to
Because
change them up, remove, and so on.
right, because you had different tracks there. Is it a fair assumption that different tracks require different type of equipment? So, you got some really rough tires on there now, but if you're on a racetrack, I can see you putting on slicks or something like that. Is that something that's
So
you guys are
that's
implementing as well?
that's all gonna be down the line.
Okay.
We just need to get but it's just every like so basically we're focusing on like one step at a time kind of thing. But that's all down the line. So obviously some tracks will require different forms of equipment like you mentioned. Other tracks will like you'd be able to race it with whatever equipment you have. And then what's cool about cat cars again is every sticker has its weight, has its grip, has
Yeah.
a bit has its every sorry I said sticker, every tire has its statistics written in the metadata. And
Nice.
when you upgrade an NFT, you'll like that metadata then gets rewritten using ready to render. So then that data will then get rewritten, which will then change how your car interacts inside the game.
So
Yeah.
very futuristic thinking here. So I'm flying to Europe next week. I have all of these NFTs in my Zalcor wallet on the KDA Kadena chain. I download the game there. In theory, I would be able to play the game with my car as I have it at home. Is that a fair statement or?
As long as you have the link to download the game, you
Yeah,
can access the game from anywhere. You just need a computer.
nice. Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah.
slick. And so where are you guys storing all of this all of these NFTs? Where is that all being stored at this point?
IPFS. Right now, we're using IPFS to store the metadata and all the details. Nothing is central, and we have our own IPFS node.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's more or less on cat cars. Is there any questions? I cannot open, or can I open? Yeah, it should be open.
You can see the
Uh,
questions, yeah, in the chat there.
yeah, lovely. So yeah, are these NFTs? Yeah, as we said before, everything's an NFT. You can mint it on cat cars. You can go to our Twitter page. Here you have the minting link, and here you have our Discord. If you have any questions, go to our Discord. We're gonna help you go through any issues that you might have with minting or whatever, because some people are new to Kadena and it can be a bit complicated at first, but once you get used to it, everything's fine. And we're also working on solutions to make it easier. Here is the link. Here is the Discord. So
And
any questions you
money,
have,
make sure your money's on chain 13 when you buy a cat car.
yeah, that's also really important.
Chain
And
13. How many chains are there in Kadena at this point?
20.
20.
Yeah, but we're gonna cover that in a bit on Isoko
Yeah.
as well. We're gonna like
We have a solution.
We have
Yeah,
a solution. All right.
So,
Yeah,
and to
but-
link to join the alpha, you have to own 3 cat cars to join the alpha. So if you just join our Discord, we're gonna help you go deeper into everything. And yeah, we're happy to help for anybody who wants to try the game out.
So last thing I want to touch on cat cars before we leave, and jump into our secondary topic. With at the moment, like Robert mentioned, we are running the tournament. The tournament basically rewards the top 3 racers with a opportunity. So the first place user will get a trophy, as well as an opportunity to basically have us create whatever sticker he desires. But it has to be PG. There's a bit of rules there. And then next is the second place user. He'd win basically a 1-of-1 sticker that we would be assigning to him. I believe it's 2 1-of-1 stickers. Third place user is one as well will be winning a 1-of-1 sticker. Top 3 users as well are going to be earning whitelists. The idea behind giving whitelists is if you have friends that you really want to jump on the game, the whitelist kind of helps bridge that initial gap to get into the game. Once the tournament,
he also gives you 15% off of so it's gonna be like $16 or so for the NFT.
Now, once this tournament is done, we're going to start a whole new reward structure and reward system that's going to be challenge based. I haven't announced this yet, so that's why we're kind of waiting for this AMA with Flux to kind of go over this initially. So basically what it's going to look like is every user is going to have an opportunity to be a winner. Every tournament is going to be an opportunity to collect a set of stickers or decals that are going to be, available only for that period or only for that duration of the tournament. And it's based on how well you're able to complete the challenges that we're going to set for said tournament. So everyone will have the ability to upgrade their cat car for that tournament. And then the truck has its own set of stickers, as we've seen here. Like you can see the black truck has a green camo. There's an orange. No, Robert, if you can show it.
Yes.
There we go. There's our orange cat car, which has, like a slightly different kind of, it's the same theme, but a slightly different visual for that theme. So that's how we're going to move forward with stickers. First, second, and third will still be rewarded heavily though. But now everyone has an opportunity to, if you have 10 cat cars, you can go do the challenges 10 times, get the sticker combination for each cat car you have.
Ooh, Inception.
And then once you traded publicly on the market, once we open trading later on in the market, you'd be able, your car now has, let's say, 5 or 6 sticker sets, or has different, stickers from different tournaments and whatnot. It'll definitely have its value increased.
Yeah. So let's now move to Isoko because we're running out of time. We want
Yes.
to cover some of the stuff we can do for you guys. So we're very excited for Flux and its dominance on cloud computing. Like IPFS is something we struggle with. It's easy to think it's decentralized as the files are segmented and live across different nodes, but in reality, you need a node to pin them to keep them for good. Most providers, let's say, have their own nodes they pin to. That's not decentralized. We actually suffered outages because of our providing going down. And most people think it's like the cat cars issue, it is our provider. But at the end, like the blame falls on us. You can have decentralized storage when the base layer, aka the hardware, is decentralized. Flux has the ability to change that, and we've been lucky enough to start testing Flux IPFS. And very freaking excited for that, to be honest. Soon, all Kadena NFTs will be put on Marmalade V2, and we plan to host all of our Isoko launch projects on it. So, Mohammed, do you want to talk more about it? I'm going to share the screen of Isoko itself.
Yeah. So are we talking about? We're going to talk about Isoko. I'm just going to touch on the NFT stuff. I've already yesterday ran through the Flux APIs for the IPFS and tested it out, and it's pretty cool, and it does exactly what we expect it to do. It's intuitive for me as a developer, of course. So can't wait to finally transfer, all of our NFTs and everything that's on all assets that we launch in any form, to store them on IPFS Flux, because it's a trusted platform. I mean, it's a good segue into Isoko right now. Isoko is also powered on Flux, as well as the test Isoko site that we use just for our own internal development testing. We also have that on Flux. So we are huge Flux fanboys.
I was going to say, what's not on Flux at this point? Just the game itself. But that's locally run. That's a little tricky.
And as a matter, that is on the roadmap for sure. We are going to try our best to get the game.
I got an idea. We should definitely look into running the game in proof of user work, so you can stream the game back to your own computer or your iPad, whatever.
I would love to have that conversation. So now regarding Isoko, really the vision for Isoko was, first of all, we wanted to diversify our portfolio. We loved CAD cars and we're passionate about CAD cars, but we also wanted to be bigger contributors in the community, and encourage trading and bring other projects on board and give them an easy, smooth launch experience. So one of the biggest problems that we wanted to solve, that I kind of alluded to earlier when I mentioned Chain 13, is when we launched CAD cars. One of the most common problems we had is people saying, "Hey, the mint button is not working," but really it was working. It's just that their money was on Chain 1. So intuitively, anybody jumps into the blockchain for the first time, anybody who's not really a native, not really used to blockchain, and especially not a multi-chained a blockchain like Kadena, they're going to have a hard time. And so we wanted to bridge that gap, and it wasn't easy, but we created what we call Easy Buy. So Easy Buy is our solution to to this multi-chain cross-chain purchasing. So we wanted to make the purchasing experience of anything on the block on Isoko to be just like how anybody would intuitively buy something like on Amazon, say for example. So I have money in my wallet. I don't care where it is, but I know I have money. I'm gonna go and just buy something, and as long as I have enough money to do it, the blockchain, the Isoko will take care of
On
when
whatever
it's
chain it is. It can be on
exactly
1, 2, 15. It
exactly.
doesn't matter.
We've tested
And
this with I think 7 chains that so we've basically internally tested like this feature where we had like very little money on all chains just to see like there's obviously no limits to it like where if it works with 1 it works with 2 it works with 7 doesn't matter but internally we've tested it with up to like 7 where the workflow is pretty much if I want to buy something it'll pop up like an informative pop-up that tells you, hey, you don't have enough money on the current chain, but Isoko can move this much, and it tells you exactly how much it's going to move from other chains that it found money on, and it'll tell you, this is how much we're going to move for you. Do you want to proceed? And then you say yes, and it will pretty much proceed, do everything from transferring the money out of the other chains, and then doing the continuation, and it does all that multi-step process for you. And
yeah,
there's
and
like
we have a demo for that. I have like a 20-second video demonstrating
oh
it. Would you
Sure.
like to see
yeah.
it?
I would love to see it. I'm very quiet, as you might have noticed, and often I'm not. But when I'm quiet, it
Yeah.
means I'm very intrigued on what I'm seeing. I love that you guys solved an issue that I personally have with KDA, and no offense to the KDA folks, but when I
Yeah.
first started using KDA, I had no idea. Like, if you don't know Kadena and you're not familiar with the different chains, that it really can be tricky. And you go to an exchange, you withdraw your Kadena, and then it's like, where's my Kadena? Like, I remember going into Zalcor and like, I see my value is there. Why can't I use it? Well, because it was on a different chain.
Right.
So if you guys figured a way around this, yeah, that's pretty cool actually.
Yeah, it
Yes.
was a huge learning curve for us. And Robert, one last thing before you play the video. And the initial, when we first launched it, it was still not intuitive for users only because the cross-chain process takes time. And so because it takes time, you need to give people a constant feedback to show them that, hey, your money's safe, it's in the works. So with the help of our amazing UI designer, Imani, he created a nice, like he designed a nice a UI for it that you will see in this video, and of course our web developer, our UI developer himself. He's not here today, Ahmed. But yeah, like we worked together to create a really intuitive UI, and you'll see it in this video. So go ahead, Robert, please play it. So as you can see, it tells you exactly how many chains are in question. It tells you when it's done, and
Oh, wait, one click on the button and just signing it. That's it.
right, that's it, and that's all you have to do. You don't have to worry about where and like, and the nice thing is it will only move exactly as much as it needs to, so you don't have to worry about residual money like where you don't want it to be. Um, and we're pretty proud of this one. So this is like our one of our biggest flagship features here on Isoko, and it's going to be right now. It's mainly on our launchpad. Our launchpad is almost 100% complete um, in terms of like the functionality that we want to have. Robert, if you have any NFTs on Isoko, um, you can you can just show. I want you to show the pop
Yeah, I
up.
have I have my other account logged in here, so I cannot show you at the moment. Sorry about that.
Okay, so if you do end up having like if you have NFTs, we created a really clean UI for people to like when instead of having to go all the way to your profile or whatever. Let's say for example, I'm on the Boxing Badger page and I want to see my Badger NFT. I want to look into it in more depth. I can click into my NFT and it'll just instead of having to navigate me to a different page, it'll just show up exactly that's the pop up. It'll pop up this thing that'll tell you
what the rarity is. Currently, the rarity actually gives you a name, not just the number score. So like it will tell you if it's common, rare, epic, legendary. It'll tell you that on the top right, and there's different colors for those, and it shows you all these attributes. And on the bottom left of this image, it doesn't show, but on the bottom left, there's going to be a manage NFT button for you to go in there. So it takes you to the profile page, or it takes you so you can manage your NFT, whether you want to transfer it, list it on sale. And that perfectly segues me to the marketplace. So there's a marketplace. Isoko is ultimately not a launchpad. The launchpad was just kind of our getting our foot in the door, and for us to like get a proof of concept out and get a few cool
Yeah,
projects.
your MVP. Yeah, makes total sense.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And we wanted to just get ourselves out there first and get something working. And then marketplace was the next logical step. That was actually the ultimate goal. And now we're almost like internally, the marketplace is almost entirely developed UI wise, as well as like contract wise. There are a few things back that like from the back end side of things, dealing with chain web node and stuff that we are ironing out, and we're building currently, and we have a pretty good solution for that. If I wish Omar, our CEO, was here. He's busy with work, but he would talk pretty extensively about the things that we are planning for that. But yeah, so I'll wrap up with this, and then you guys can I can answer whatever questions you guys have. Generally, the idea here is we wanted to bring a smooth user experience to Kadena, mitigate some of the common problems that we've seen, and we want to be bigger contributors to we want to encourage people to use this blockchain more. And one of the biggest ways to do that is to bring on cool projects via the launchpad with us in a smooth, give them a smooth experience and promote them to trade those NFTs, and have that activity on there. Yeah.
I'm impressed. And so Isoko, the marketplace itself, that runs on Flux at this point already. That's the website.
Absolutely, everything is going to be running on Flux. The marketplace features are all they're all still not live just yet. They're all built and they work. They're just under testing. There's the biggest thing that we want to make sure that we nail is getting the activity tracking correct. So like if I click onto an NFT, I want to see the previous activity. Other like Hypercent, for example, they've done this, where you can click into an NFT and it tells you like the last trade, the last couple things that happened to it, whether who it was traded to, how much it was sold for, and so on. That's what we're working on right now.
And what's the timeline for you guys to go live with this? Like for out of alpha?
This summer. Yeah, this summer for sure. I don't want to give an exact date.
No,
but
fair enough.
Yeah. We're pretty confident we can definitely get it done this summer, and we're very excited to do it. And of course, the sooner the better. So we're grinding out here. We're not trying to stall any further. So.
And so the moment this is all launched, then you'll be able to going back to the KDAcars. And I'm sorry Dan is not here because he's a Cars fan.
Oh yeah.
But going back to the cars thing, you'll be able to trade those cars then on this platform as well.
Exactly. So we're going to self-launch, relaunch KDAcars on Isoko pretty soon. Well, I don't know if I want to say pretty soon. The problem with KDAcars, it's not a real problem, but we went a little bit extra try hard with our contracts and stuff, and so doing so made it not like MARM, and because of that, like it's not as standardized. So it requires some custom code to kind of have it play well with our for example, our code it handles non-marm collection. So like we are on the marketplace, we're going to onboard 90s bulls, SGK Gen 0, for example. Like we're going to be unloading that. Like they do work. But as far as KDAcars is vastly different. Like everything was pretty much custom made. And so that one needs like some extra care when building the code in, so that whatever I hate usually getting too technical, but we call it providers. So the provider class for the KDAcars stuff needs to be heavily custom made, and so that it plays well with the standardized Isoko code that knows how to handle everything else.
Very cool. Love seeing
Imagine-
what you guys are building. I know we only talked, I think, in a few months ago, and then this was still a little bit more up in the air. But you guys have a working. Excuse me for my I'm losing my voice again. But it's awesome to see you guys have an alpha out there folks can join the alpha. And then people keep in mind when you play this game, it's still an alpha, so the graphics might not be up there yet, but for any game, especially like a racing game that you guys are building, it's all about the physics in it, and does it feel like I'm driving the car, or is it just sliding all over the place, right? So love how you guys are building out. I love how you guys are using the Flux network to host your websites, and looking at using IPFS as well. The guys are putting, and we haven't really showcased as much or marketed it as much, the IPFS side of things on Flux. And the reason being is that we're working with folks like yourself on testing it out, making sure it's all user friendly for you guys to use, and then once it's ready to be used, we can of course market it further. But I love seeing you guys utilizing it and embracing the Web3 infrastructure that we're providing for you guys. So
Oh yeah, you guys made the launch process easy. Like we've launched, I think, 4 different test sites at some point on Flux, and it's like it became just bread and butter. Like everything was super intuitive to me at some point, you know. So like I like the UI for you guys, like on the Flux dashboard and stuff. It's awesome.
it only is going to get better. Wait for quarter 3.
Can't wait.
In Isoko.
Anyhow, is there anything else? Is there any questions in the chat that we want to address?
Maybe Manny, you want to talk about more the like mission of the KDAcars, like what you expect from the user experience wise and so on, because that's
please.
From KDAcars or Isoko?
Yeah, let's start with Soko, and you can also touch upon it.
Yeah, so basically for Isoko, we're looking at becoming the most user-friendly digital asset marketplace. So not necessarily NFTs. We're looking at digital assets. Could be NFTs as pictures, could be music, could be NFT tickets, but also things that aren't branded as NFTs. So that's why I mentioned the tickets. That's the main vision. We want it to be the one-stop shop for everything digital asset related. That's a long-term vision. In the short term, we're looking at building a very user-focused product. So we are looking at involving a community into building Isoko, which involves things like user interviews and surveys and feedback, and just having casual conversations with people about the product. So that's what we're looking at doing in the next 3 to 6 months. We have marketplace lined up. We have a bunch of features lined up that we have to test still. But yeah, overall, we're looking at becoming the most user-centric, most efficient digital asset marketplace.
Yeah. What about KDAcars? Do you have anything else? Like how important UX is like for adopting the masses and so on?
Yeah, I mean, for KDAcars, it's all about game design, right? And game design is not just the mechanics; it's also about rewards and incentives. It's about the structure of the game. It's about how people can engage with the game. So right now we're looking at a time trial game, but there are time trial games that couple with multiplayer racing games. So we also do have to look at how we're going to develop KDAcars into the best game for our players. So do people want more time trial? Do they want more competitive? What's the requirement on the back end of that? Do people, like someone in the comments today mentioned how they would like to rent out their NFTs to someone else. So how do we implement those features into the game that people are asking for, while making it both, efficient and effective? So for the game aspect for KDAcars, we do have a much broader and a lot more aspects to look at in terms of development of the game, because it also is a lot more resource intensive. But we have a good team, and I'm confident in their ability and our ability to make this work and to make this happen.
I saw also in the game there's a lot of advertisement, right? So the banners in there, the screens, just like in Formula One. Is the idea that you guys are also going to be able to rent out that space so that I can rent out
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
5
definitely.
days There will be Flux all over because I bought up all the banners and the what is it, the billboards that you can see all over the place.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
okay.
Yeah, a cool idea we had was the ads you see are also based on the region you're in. So if we're able to pick up your IP address, you could buy ads specifically for the US market, and someone else could buy the same billboard in the same race at the same time in Spain for the Spanish market and promote whatever product they have there. So basically selling the same space twice at the same time. So there's a bunch of ideas we do have for that. Yeah.
Here on the right, you can see Flux already. Flux
Yeah,
Live.
I need more. I need more. I see it on the
Oh.
left there as
So,
well. So I'm gonna buy up
by
all
the
the
way,
space.
this is a relatively older version of the track. The track has evolved a lot since then. And we're doing our best as well to promote new upcoming projects. If there's like a project that's minting, we have a billboard for it come up on the track. All of the projects that, have helped us when we started up Cat Cars, all the projects that are, partnered with Cat Cars. We're doing our best to push all these projects at the moment.
All right. Will you guys be at Cypherpunk, by the way? Just a side question there.
Omar, our CEO, might come
Okay.
depending on his availability because he's based in Seattle, Washington, and I believe Cypherpunk is based in Miami, right?
It'll be in Fort Lauderdale, yes.
Yeah, Fort Lauderdale. So
Yeah, just
amazing.
a few, it's a half-hour drive, I believe, from Miami. So, yeah,
Yeah,
I would
so-
love to see it there. It's an amazing use case of our network. I love what you guys are building. I love what I'm seeing, and I see Mo is in the chat now. He wants a Nintendo 64 called. Apparently, they want their graphics back. I don't mind. I'm old school. I love the way it looks already. I can only imagine how it's gonna look at the final product. So I love what you guys are building. Yeah, well done so far, and I love the marketplace Isoko as well. The ease of use with the Cadena web chains, the blockchains there. Yeah, bravo. That's really nice.
appreciate means a lot. We've been working on like crazy, and this coming from you guys means a lot because we've been such a huge fans of what Flex has been doing. The competition to AWS. I saw Daniel is being now stalked by Amazon employees.
He
Probably
is. He is. He is.
yeah. AWS competitor, and it's so cheap compared to the Amazon solutions.
Yeah, and I think you guys probably put an idea in his head as well with the trucks. I believe he went and bought himself a truck now. So
Yeah, I mean, like Daniel has a certain addiction to cars, which we appreciated because most of our co-founders are also like machine heads. Like some of them are more like tech side, so hope Daniel doesn't hear that. But some of them like Tesla, and then we have Omar Soyam, who's like just an insane petrol head. So last time we had the AMA, is like about 30% of it was about cars.
yeah, exactly. But I do have to ask. At one point, there will be a DeLorean that I can race, right? Because that has a flux capacity. I have to ask.
Same exact question last time. As long as we
Oh, yeah.
have permission, we're open to open a lot of like doors.
If you guys can help us get permission
I'll
to
see
get
if I have
DeLorean
a
on
contact.
board.
I'll see if I have a contact somewhere that I can.
Yeah, because we have contents to like Porsche, Skoda versus Bugatti teams. Like for instance, Skoda is investing insane amount of money into the metaverse. Right now, we're not approaching them because we're not the big boys yet. But once we have like all the infrastructure ready and tested, then playable and usable, we're gonna start approaching bigger car brands as well. Because like for instance, Ready to Render, the tool itself can be used by any car manufacturer because we built it in a way that it can be used as an API. So like Porsche NFTs were launched, and those NFTs can actually be upgradable. You know, a lot of people I believe will want that, and we have all the infrastructure ready for them. So down the line, we're planning to approach either their ventures or like the companies itself because we have contents already through our partners.
That's awesome, and we definitely need to chat offline on that a little further. I might be able to help with that as well.
Amazing. I like that's what I like to hear. That's a good outcome of the AMA, and I see like people here in the chat. Dan Ruggs leader. being excited about it, seeing that KD is heading to Chain 13 now. Love to hear that. If you have any issues with that, come our Discord. Our team is extremely helpful. We're responsive, and it's not only our team. Like, our community is so lovely. Like, for instance, this YouTuber Noah that you can see on the screen right now. We didn't ask him for the video, but he's just like he loves the game and he loves the idea and he loves the utility, and that's the reason he created the video.
Yeah, love what you guys are building. I don't see any questions at this point in the chat, so I think we can wrap it up here. Is there anything else you guys want to bring to our attention? Still want to mention? Otherwise, I'd like to thank you all.
I think that's about it. Most of the recent updates are here. If people have more questions on either of the projects, if you want to launch a project on an NFT project on KDA, you can DM Isoko. DMs if you want to buy the NFTs or just get access to the alpha. Use our KDAcars Discord. We're here to help, guys.
Awesome. Yeah, you guys are definitely making an impact on the Kadena space and the blockchain space in general. Let's make sure Isoko gets all the attention it needs. The fact with a couple clicks you have an entire system up and running. Love it. Thank you for everybody joining the stream as we did it now. I know it was not a Twitter space. At least this thing kept on running, right? That's a plus. And thanks you guys for being very dynamic and switching it over from Twitter to YouTube and utilizing a software you haven't been using before. So
I kind of like it this way, to be honest.
It was
the desktop.
Yeah, very interactive this way versus Twitter, where you can just talk and people have to imagine how it works, right? So, yeah, we can always do this again. I love doing this. This is always fun. But I'll lead us out and see you guys next time.
Thank you.
All right. See you guys. Bye.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Oh, why do they lie? Yeah. There's only one way to go, and that's Web 3.0. Don't be evil, Flux freeing all the people, fluxing on them now like a cheat code. Flux gon' keep you from a breach though, and you know we Web 3.0. Don't be evil, Flux freeing all the people, fluxing on them now like a cheat code. Flux gon' keep you from a breach though, and you know we Web 3.0. I know we fighting these corporate tyrants. They try to silence, but we can see they tried to censor our speech. They want no privacy. At night I can't sleep, cause my data, they gonna breach. Don't be evil, Flux freeing all the people, fluxing on them now like a cheat code. Flux gon' keep you from a breach though, and you know we Web 3.0. Don't be evil, Flux freeing all my people, fluxing on them now like a cheat code. Flux gon' keep you from a breach though, and you know we Web 3.0. And you know we Web 3.0. And you know we Web 3.0.